What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, and welcome to a gameplay preview of Feudal Alloy on the PC on Steam. This is a very, very early build of the game, which will be out later this year. As always, full disclosure, this game provided by the publishers. Now, what is this, you might ask? There is a goldfish that appears to be piloting a robot suit, and yes, that's what it is. I'm gonna hop in here to a new game. This is about a half-hour demo-ish of this game, so obviously very, very early, short and unpolished. This is a metroidvania style game, which I like a lot, and I think most importantly, the part where you move around feels good. In any kind of a metroidvania platforming game, it is very important that moving around feels good, right? So, essentially, you have a stamina meter, which is in the top left, which is, you can see the little green to yellow to red, you overheat. That is your warning to not slash too much. So there is a stamina cost for that kind of stuff. And overall, I think the look here is cool. I think the setup is intriguing. There is all kinds of customization to be had with this character. There's just kind of a lot of stuff in here from just even in the half hour that is in this particular demo. So I'm kind of just, at this point, just very early on, running and jumping and doing those kinds of things. I'm not sure what, like, obviously the currency can be used in shops, but when you destroy enemies, I'm not really sure what that currency, those pieces and parts, not really sure what those are just yet. But obviously, again, super early, and this is a super limited in scope type deal where, like, the enemies are not, you know, in the final form, and they could be different or changed or whatever, but it does follow a lot of the ethos of what you would expect from a metroidvania, right? So, your healing here is your oil. So I'm going to open up, this menu here, right? You can see I have oil, and I can put that on the right side where my face usually is, and then use a button to use the oil and get the health back to where it was. That's basically your health. And you find those in the environment as you're walking through, etc., etc. There is, as you can see, there are all kinds of different things. The sword, the hat, the chest, the arms, the legs that can be changed and upgraded. Also, there is a tech tree. There are perks to get here. Parry and melee, electric explosion, dashing, which is kind of important. And one would imagine there are things that, much like any good Metroidvania, are locked behind, you know, like this right here. I can't go in this red door. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because I don't have whatever upgrade I need to get into that red door. So, that is very much in the type of game this is. We also have bombs. And the bombs can be thrown with an arc. So, kind of just want to hold B and then arc the bomb and toss it. And you know, do some damage there. So, there's one other thing you have. That is a save point. The one thing that is not in here that I would assume would have to be in the final game is a map. You can't have this kind of a game and see up there where it has all the different locks there. I'm assuming one of those locks is a map, because having a Metroidvania game and not having a map is a big no-no. So, again, this is basically an alpha demo build of the game, so lots of things aren't in here yet. Basically, more or less a proof of concept of, okay, this is what we want it to be. This is kind of our vertical slice demo of what we think it is going to end up being when it comes out later on in the year. And from what I've played, I like it a lot. I'm always down for a good, Metroidvania in any style. Here is where the bombs are useful. Well, if I can actually aim properly. There we go, yeah, just toss some bombs, don't risk life and limb, and whatever else. So everything here seems to be controlled by fish, which is kind of interesting. So what I just got there was some cooling, and the cooling, if you want to actually slash a whole lot, you can use the cooling, that freezes your thing, and then you can slash as much as you want until that wears off, which, you know, it doesn't last very long, but there are varying sizes of the cooling, and you can get bigger and bigger ones as you play further and further into the game. But lots of branching paths, lots of places to explore, and yeah, it's just kind of, if you played any other games of this ilk, of this variety. You kind of have a pretty good idea of what this is going for, and I think it does it pretty freaking cool. So, new skill. Let us go into our skill tree here and get our new skill, Parry and Melee Energy. Boom. Got it. So, that is one of the several skills. And now I can use this to block. And blocking, kind of important. Certainly in this feudal region. But not for here, because here I need to actually go turn off the lasers. So, you know, environmental puzzles, which you might expect for this kind of game genre. And just things to explore. And I do like a game where you explore various things. One of these guys, I don't think it's that guy, drops bombs, which are very, very inconvenient to dodge past. A handful of the enemies, and obviously it's very early, but a handful of the enemies can be a little bit annoying, and so you actually kind of either learn the patterns or learn how to avoid them properly. Like, flying stuff, I think, is going to be tricky because I don't have a gun, right? It's one thing in Metroid where you have a gun and can kind of aim and deal with it that way, but all I have is a sword right now, so that kind of becomes a bit of a jump slash, jump slash, jump slash, which is okay, but I wouldn't say it's ideal in a way. So there's another fish that is just hanging out in this big old contraption, and I haven't figured out exactly why these things go from different colors, but in any event, I can't do any damage to this particular one, so we're just gonna kind of wait for it to go and then just jump over it. Not even worry about it. And I have to wonder how much of the game will cover the lore or the backstory of, okay, how come there... Oh, no, bombs! How come there are fish in these medieval contraptions? Because that's... I'm certainly curious. Certainly. But as far as you can tell in this particular alpha demo build, we have no idea. We have no idea. No earthly idea. Oops. I'm overheating. I'm overheating. Give me some oil. I got no bombs left, so it's just kind of slash and move, because this guy has this big old discharge, which is not cool. But you deal with it, and you turn off that laser, or it did something. I think it just makes things move in a certain way, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll kind of head back up and jump around, like that, and then I can, yeah, avoid this, because lasers is bad news. Even if you are a robot, they're still bad news, because they will still mess you up pretty good, pretty quickly, and it's just not worth it. Don't you do it. Hit that switch, and then that guy has bombs, which is like really inconvenient for me. Just really run away. I'm not sure if there's a better way to combat, or if there are things to unlock further into the actual game where you can combat airborne enemies. But again, like, you're kind of just doing some random wandering here in this particular demo because there isn't any map to figure it out. But there is an end, like about half an hour or so, and you get to the end, and it says, hey, thanks for playing the demo. Cool. And I'm like, man, I want the full game as soon as possible, but it's later this year. Because this is definitely really neat. So I'll get those equipped. There are different kinds of bombs. There are different kinds of, or I guess, different sizes of oil, different sizes of cooler. So you can kind of switch in between ones. As you can see here, I can kind of choose which one. You kind of hit the button on the D-pad to choose those things like that. So if you want to conserve your larger bombs or your bigger cooling devices for yourself, is a very good thing to do. Saving. Now, I don't know. Alright, so here is the shop, right? Heading into the shop. And heading into the merchant. What you can buy here. So I can get a better sword. There are various swords that cost way more than I have right now. You can get various helmets. You can get various chest piece deals, bodies, legs, arms. And you can buy additional oil, additional cooling tanks, and grenades, Molotovs, bombs, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get this awesome looking Silver Sorrow, which is +1 to my oil capacity and +2 to my damage. And I can't afford much else, so let's get some oil. It's always good to have. Thank you much. And you gotta actually go and equip that stuff. So there we go. Got this cool skull helmet on top of the fish tank, on top of the robot. just the whole vibe here is, I think it's really neat. And so once you've upgraded, and you can come out here and hit this thing, it shows you in a number how much damage you're doing. So before I was doing 1, now I'm doing 3. So that's a cool little thing. Like a cool little extra, hey, here's the actual difference in your numerical damage. Big old steel door here, though. That's not cool. And so just see some crates, slash some crates. Get some things. Now, not everything gets picked up automatically. Some stuff, like the bombs and the cooling and the oil, you have to duck down to pick up. That guy's gonna do bombs. Because of course he will. Because of course he will. Eat that. Yeah. See, that guy is not, like, I don't appreciate him. And the bombs can be difficult to kind of like line up. I'm doing alright, though. Am I out? No. I got 3 more. I got 3 more. And I missed. So it's jump. Well. Still. Not enough. See, he's just ready. He's ready to, he's like, yo, bro. We're throwing down. I got these blades. We're gonna throw down. But I'm like, nope, I have bombs, so not even a thing. Not even a, really? Not even a thing. Not even a worry. And then some cooling stuff in here. Duck down, get that. And then move on. And you kind of get the idea. I mean, it's pretty much what you would expect from this kind of game. But I think between the art and the vibe and it controls well, it feels good to play. So far, I like just about everything this game is doing. And I am very much looking forward to playing it in the future. Later on this year, when they update this build to the actual full version of the game. I would hope, anyway. So, that's kind of what it is. This is Feudal Alloy. That dude up there has a laser, and he might just kill me. This is Feudal Alloy. Coming out to PC, at least, later on in 2018. I'm looking forward to it a whole lot. I am your host, Attack Slug. I'm a robot that's piloted by a goldfish, which is cool. Getting that paper, also cool. Thanks for watching. More videos every day. I'll see you next time, right here on this channel, and I'm out.